Hi everyone, welcome to another video in the series Python for beginners, and today's tutorial is going to be about for loops. A prerequisite to this video would be to watch immutable and mutable data types, and I have videos for that. I could link that in this video on the screen somewhere. So let's quickly get started with for loops. So a for loop in Python is used to iterate, which means go over any type of sequence. So a sequence can be a list, it can be a dictionary, it can be a tuple, and so on. It can be your range. So let's quickly start with the list. Let's have this list as 1, 2, 3, 4. So the syntax for loops is for, let's say, element in X. So it starts with the for and then an element which will store the sequences, and then it'll have in X, which is X is the sequence in this case, and X contains 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we print out element, let's quickly play this. We could see here that it's printing out 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are the elements of X. We can also have strings. Let's say A, B, C, and D. Let's print this out now. And we can see here A, B, C, and D. And a list can also have multiple different types of elements in it. Let's see, 3, say 1 here. So it'll print out A, B, 2.1, and 1. Let's try to iterate over a dictionary. Let's change the X to, let's see, we're trying to have produce. Let's create a dictionary with keys as the fruits. We have 1 apple, two bananas, and 1 lemon. Actually, let's make it 3. So to iterate over dictionaries, what we can do is have this as element, there's multiple ways of iterating through a dictionary. Here's one way. We could do keys. So this is the sequence of keys that'll be returned, and the element will have each key at a time. So if you can see here, for the first iteration, we have apples. Second iteration, we have bananas. Third iteration, we have lemons. What we can also do is go over the sequence of items, which returns key and value pairs. So you can have 2 things at a time. One is fruit, and then the stock value. Let's print out fruit and then stock. Let's quickly print this out. And what we can see here, for the first iteration, we have apples, which is printed out by the fruit, and then the value, which is the stock, and here it's 1. So the fruit is apples and the value is 1. And for the second iteration, it's bananas, and then the stock value is 2. Now let's quickly go to range, which is another type of sequence. So for x in range 10. So what range will contain is the sequence from starting from 0 all the way up to 10, but not including 10. So it'll go from 0 to 9. So what we can see here, x will print out the integers from 0 to 9. Let's quickly play that. We can see here it goes all the way from 0. First iteration, it goes to 0. Second, it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 9. For range, we can also do, so if we have only one parameter for range, it starts from 0 and goes all the way up to 9, or whatever this integer is. If we have two parameters, let's say we start from 1, so the first parameter here in range indicates what integer to start from, and the second will be the end value. So it'll start from 1 and then it'll go all the way until 9. Let's print this out. We can see here it starts from 1 for the first iteration, second iteration it goes to 2, third it goes to 3, 4, and then all the way up to 9. Let's say we change this to 11. Now it'll start from 1 and it'll go all the way up to 10, because it'll go all the way up to this, the second parameter, and but not including that parameter. So let's say we change the first parameter, let's say to 2. Now what it'll do, it'll start from 2 and go all the way to 10. So it's not including all the way up to, but not including the second parameter. We can also include a third parameter for range, and what this will now do, let's say we have it as 10 and 1. So for 3 parameters, what range will do is that it will start with the first parameter, so it'll start with 1. For the second parameter, it'll go all the way up to 10. And for the third parameter, what this indicates is that it'll go in jumps of 2. So it'll start from 1, then go to 3, 5, 7, and then it'll end at 9, all the way, so the end is at 10, so it'll not go over 10. So if we print this out, we can see here that it'll start from 1, go to 3, so you can see that it jumps one by one, all the way up to 9. With range here, what we can also do is that we can print iterate over a list. Let's say start with the list 1, 2, and 3. So to iterate over a list, what we could do, this is another method using range. So we'll have for x in range 3, so the length of the list is 1, 2, and 3. Notice here we have 3 here, so it won't go over 2. It'll go from 0 to 2, which are the indices of the list y. So if we do yx and print this out, we can see that we're printing 1, 2, and 3, which are the elements inside the list of y. Let's say we have A, B, C. Now, what we could do is we can try printing this out again, and this will print out ABC instead, and this indicates that it's printing out the elements ABC, and X here will have the indices up to from 0 to 2. A safer method to iterate over list would be len of y. What this is that it'll return the length of y, which is 3. The reason why this is a safer method is because the length will be determined by this length function, and so the range will know to not go over 3 in this case, or the length of y. So let's quickly print this out, and we can see for the first iteration it's A, second iteration B, third iteration is C. Let's say I do 10, and in this case it'll fail because the reason why is, so it'll work for the first 3, 0. This is A is indices 0, second is the B is indices 1, and the C is indices 2, and over that there is no element for y. So when it goes to 3, what will happen is that list index is out of range, so we don't have an element x or indices x, which is 3. So that's a quick tutorial about for loops. Subscribe to the channel if this helped in any way. Give it a like as well. I'll be creating more content, and the next video will be about while loops. And thanks for watching.